I'm going to have to keep this brief. Today we'll be talking about affirmative action and the Regents of the University of California versus Back Supreme Court case of 1978. First, let's talk about affirmative action. Affirmative action is the policy where minorities are supposed to be given a upper hand in terms of places of education as well as occupation. Affirmative action included both gender and race in terms of minority, meaning that both people of color and women were given upper hands over the majority, which were commonly white men. The case we will be discussing today, which brought affirmative action into question, was the Supreme Court case of the Regents of the University of California versus Alan Back from 1978. When Alan Paul Back returned from Vietnam, he wanted to continue his education. He applied to the Davis Medical School campus of the University of California twice and was rejected both times. When he asked why he was rejected, despite having higher test scores and overall better qualifications for the school than the other applicants, he was informed that the university had just begun an affirmative action plan, which meant that there were only 16 spots left and they must have been reserved for minorities only, despite his better qualifications. His case focused on what's now called reverse discrimination, which is exactly what it sounds like. Being a form of gender-based discrimination, it was brought under intermediate scrutiny by both the California Supreme Court and the U.S. Supreme Court. This quota was proven illegal due to the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, as well as the Equal Protection Clause within that amendment. Back was later given admission. Yet the Supreme Court decision still upheld affirmative action, meaning that race could still be one of several factors when deciding who would be admitted into the college or university in question. It's still hotly debated whether affirmative action should be allowed to dictate who would be going to which job or which school. Personally, I don't give a Personally, I'm not a big fan of affirmative action. Yes, I may be part of the minority, and technically it should help me, but just because of that doesn't mean that I need to support it. I've always believed that we should be judged on merit, and when we are let into a certain job or school because of our skin color or gender, there's not much merit in it. I'd much rather be shot down because of my grade scores rather than be let in by my skin tone.